looking for a black cat that isn't there. He said, we try and search the innards of the mind and we find out that you're looking for something you don't know. You're a blind man looking for things which are totally invisible. Very difficult. And that's why I feel Indian wisdom is miles ahead. Around 5,000 years ago, our saints and seers, in the Vedas, the Upanishads, in Taittiriya Upanishad, and in the great writings of our great historians, it is clearly explained what the mind is. The Western world is just beginning to scratch. If there is any person or any culture that could become the, let's say, the forerunner, the champion of the world of the mind and spirituality, it is India. Because we have not only analyzed the mind, we have said, oh, you talk about the mind? The rishis say, I'll describe the 4 functions of the mind. Forget about giving just names or titles. They say the mind operates in 4 ways. Very important. They say man, buddhi, chitta and ahańkāra. These are the 4 functions of the mind to keep the mind healthy. Man, buddhi, chitta, ahańkāra. They say, what does it do? Man does sankalpa. The mind constantly, the function of the mind that does the thinking and inspiration is known as the man. Buddhi is not just intellect. Buddhi, see, if you are passing by a bazaar and you are hungry, and suddenly you feel, I don't have money and I want to steal that banana, the mind will think, and you have the freedom to think, not the freedom to steal. The mind will think that, okay, I'll take that banana, I'll do this, but the buddhi stops it. Buddhi sees that there are 100 thoughts the mind thinks. The buddhi has the power and the stamina to select and discriminate the right thoughts. That is buddhi. You know, a guy who just speaks out all the thoughts that he gets, we say, kana buddhi, nathi. Wisdom lies on what not to say. That's more important than what to say. So ultimately, the man thinks, buddhi, it selects, discriminates, right from the wrong, the low from the bad. So the buddhi tells you, no, you can't steal. This is a bazaar. 20 people are looking for you. Don't steal. The mind goes, no, let me steal. Please, I'm hungry. He said, nope, don't. You know, this is the buddhi. Then the third function, after the buddhi decides, okay, you can steal. Because we have buddhis like that as well. And the buddhi decides, okay, you can steal. Then the chit does chintwan. Steal. You know, by inserting this idea of trillionaires, I think you've done a big disservice. Because there are guys who can reach billion, but you've made them unhappy. But ultimately, if the buddhi goes, then the chit does chintwan, and it does contemplation and visualization. How do I do it? This is the way, this is what. That's the third function. And the fourth is ahańkāra. When you have finished with inspiration, when you've finished with selection, when you've finished with contemplation, and then the ahańkāra says, okay, I will do it. That is identification. These 4 simple functions of the mind have been clearly charted out in our scriptures, and the Western world is still struggling like a blind man in a dark room looking for a black cat that isn't there. So ultimately, the depth of our vision, the depth of our inspiration, and the Indian philosophical and spiritual knowledge goes far, far beyond.